Alright, here's my 97 f250 HD 351 Windsor. A little bit rough around the edges, but overall it's pretty good shape. This year I'm going to do two things. I'm going to redo the body work and put ladder bars on it. It's two-wheel drive. That's okay. Does pretty good with a limited slip. And aggressive tires on the back. And also have a nice farm necessary mod if you're ever doing trailers, hooking up trailers or something in the dark. Lights in the back, really nice. So I will be updating this post as my truck progresses, if you care. And I'm going to go on and pull the truck in the garage and show you a little more. Okay, what's under hood is a 5.8 liter 351 Windsor. This motor stock has a roller cam in it, and what I have done to it is a simple air box replacement with the dual air filters. Got the Edelbrock truck performer intake, and I got a BBK twin 61mm throttle body on here. My thoughts on the intake and throttle body is you have to do them both. I did the intake first and got a nice gain between a 3,000, probably 2,800 to 3,500 RPM mark, and then a little bit underwhelmed. But then I did the throttle body about a month later and got a real power boost from 0 RPM and a really great power boost about between 34 to 4,000 RPM. After replacing the stock throttle body, it was evident that the stock throttle body was definitely holding back the Edelbrock intake. At the moment, I still have the intake at its stock grind, 56 millimeters, and my reason being for that is the intake plumbing is only 56 millimeters approximately, along with the inlet of the throttle body is 56 millimeters. So I will grind it out to 61 millimeter eventually to match the throttle body just to see how it does, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference. Anyway, upgrading from the stock 52 millimeter to the twin 61 bolted on the Edelbrock intake, big difference, even though the intake, like I said, is still at 56 millimeters. On my build, I put this custom T here, a little bit hillbilly. There goes my map sensor, and what I found by controlling the vacuum leak to my map sensor, I can effectively add a little more fuel. And I got a needle on here that's removable, it just twists off with because it's threaded in, and I got different jets, or you could say needle sizes, and then obviously to reduce the fuel consumption all the way, I just plug that up. But right now I have the largest needle that I made in there before it starts burning fuel in the cat. If I go any larger than that, you can hear fuel being burnt in the cat, and if you go larger than that, you can actually see a little bit of flames coming out of the exhaust, but I got a short exhaust. So right now, like I said, it's getting the maximum amount of fuel before wasting any in the cat. So it's in my mind, it's not running rich because it's not wasting any in the cat. Now when you do your intake, see, I got the air injection engine because it's 250 HD, and to get that upper intake in there, you basically got to shove it in there because the intake plumbing for the air injection is just a real pain in the ass. And I was not able to get this exactly where it was mounted originally, but it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's in there, so no big deal. Another thing you need to do on the air injection model, I don't know about the 5.0s, is there's on the back of the intake, there's a vacuum inlet. You have to plug that. Now I recommend taking that fitting out and putting a flush fitting. The way it's set up now, it's like a little nipple. Anyway, it causes some problems clearance wise. I mean, it puts it right against the firewall, so I would just remove that fitting and put a flush fitting in there because it's not necessary to have it on there. No vacuum lines go that on this engine. Another thing to note, since this was really hard to put in the upper intake, I mean, I did the upper and lower, but I'm just putting more emphasis on the upper because the lower is a piece of cake. I did use about 6 dots of super glue on the gasket, so when I go to put the intake on, it's you really have to kind of play with it to get it in place. You're not messing up that gasket. As for the BBK throttle body, I just used the stock OEM gasket. I got this used, and then I cut it out with a utility knife. It costs about $1.50 for that gasket instead of $10 for the BBK gasket. Not only that, you can open it up a little bit bigger than the actual inlets. That way you have less worry about having the gasket overlap into the inlet because there's a slight bit of play. I haven't used BBK gasket, but you know, why spend $10 when you spend $1.50? It's just as good. Now when I did this whole setup, I also replaced my TPS and my air intake idle control. I did notice an improvement just doing that, so I recommend doing that as well, considering you probably have over 100K on your motor like I do. And as for the dual air filter thing, I did this. You can get this kit for about $45 on eBay, and it's definitely worth it. Stock airbox is pretty restrictive. It's not going to be a night and day difference, but you will notice a slight difference doing it, and it just looks cool. Now, my only other engine mod I did is I advanced the I advanced the timing a few degrees, and right now I'm running 91 or 93 octane. Advancing the timing is a free upgrade, but you have to run higher octane gas, and I know it's probably about 10 to 15% more power by doing that. It's pretty easy to do. If you don't know, I'm going to go over it real quick. Right by you see that little bolt or nut. Well, it's a bolt with a keeper under it that holds the distributor nut down. Take that bolt out and the keeper off, then you're able to use something to pry the distributor up, and it'll just pop up real nice and easy. It might be a little bit tight, but you're not going to hurt anything as long as you're not prying on anything sensitive. Just pop it up, and then you'll be able to turn it. Now, when you turn it, you should put the bolt and keeper back on. Just keep it, a little bit loose, and have your engine running. And then I turned mine, the whole thing clockwise, probably about 5 degrees or so, and definitely a nice power increase. In fact, I took away my advance just to see the difference, and I was like, this thing sucks without the advance. So, what I think about the engine? Well, stock, the engine is about 235 horse, 335 foot-pounds of torque, and I would bet right now I'm gonna get a dyno probably within the next month. I bet it's probably about 300 horse and somewhere around 400 foot-pounds of torque. I also did redid the exhaust. I took off the back of the exhaust, and I'll show you that. I got my catalytic converter, left that all stock. Then I just got a simple stainless steel corner pipe and tip. And The reason why I did that is I put a Dynamax muffler in with my stock intake once. Thing's just too quiet, and it has a nice tone. So I was like, well, I'm just off the muffler. Anyway, idling and cruising, you'll never ever get pulled over, and it's only slightly loud when you're getting on it. So technically it's illegal, but I never even had a cop look at me twice when I drive by, because it's not that loud. The catalytic converter does a good job of keeping the engine fairly quiet. And doing that upgrade, losing the restrictive muffler and then all the extra tailpipes, I'd say that upgrade alone added at least 10% more power. It's a nice power increase, plus it sounds good. So other than that, my only other mod is the not really even a mod, it's just a simple little thing, is shimming the throttle cable. Reason to do that is take the play out of the throttle cable. They stretch out over time. My throttle cable was still opening up the throttle body 100%, but I didn't like the fact that I had to literally put the pedal to the floor to get full wide open throttle. It's nice, not having to travel so far with your foot. By shimming that up, the pedal comes up quite a bit higher. So I'm going to start it up. Alright, I'm going to do a quick 0 to 60 here. Well, I'm going to roll from 0 because I don't want my truck to wheel hop. Roll from probably about 10. Sorry for the shakiness. I'm going past that. I'm at 90, so gets up to 90 pretty quick. Yes, I am on a private road too, so as far as you know. Alright. The reason why I like to roll into it is factory just has 4-inch blocks on the leaf springs for some reason, and it makes it wheel hop quite a bit if you juice it from a stop. I'm looking into ladder bars in the future. That should solve that problem. Alright, that's it.